Hello. Sorry, I think I'm live. I'm just trying to get my camera working. It was working a second ago and now it's not. I may have to try and plug my big camera in. It's annoying. Give me 2 seconds. Hey, sycophantic. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties apparently. The camera seems to have decided to crap out on me. I think I need to download an update for my camera software, annoyingly. Shouldn't be too long. Looks like my webcam software has decided to not be there on my computer anymore. I don't know why, because I haven't done anything different. Maybe I'll have to go without the camera. Can I plug into my backup crappy webcam? Okay. Can't use my fancy camera, but we'll use this. Okay, now the live stream can start. That was a pain. So as when you hit the button. Okay, let's go. All right, so what I want to be able to do, kind of achieve in this video, is I want to be able to pick up boxes and move them around and drop them and stuff. So I'll have to excuse the really bad programmer art. This is all just placeholder stuff, just so I can see it working. There's my legs. There are my arms. I can go around. I've got these boxes. I want to be able to pick them up and move them. Currently, I can just push them into space, and I can go into space myself. I've got some zero G movement. I can go this way. Got a few different kind of like test rooms. This is a 0 G room, so I can practice the 0 G. But he's got the legs working thanks to a friend. Big help. I realized when you were in this room, it was really easy to get disoriented as to which way you were looking. But now I can like look down, and I know that I'm pointing down towards my body, and it just gives a better point of reference. How long have you been learning Unity, and is your plan? I've been learning Unity I've been learning programming for just over a year, really. And then I did a bit in Unity, then I stopped, like, focus on Blender. Then I thought I'd give Unreal a try, Unreal Engine. Then I tried Unreal Engine for a while. But I didn't really get on with it. I prefer Unreal Engine to Unity, but I don't like C++, which is the programming language that you use for Unreal Engine, whereas Unity uses C# and it's better. At least I think it's easier to learn, and it's more forgiving. You can see there's different kind of gravity, so I'm walking on the outside of a sphere here. And in terms of working in the games industry, I do actually. I work in marketing for a video game company. They've made one game. We published 2 others at the minute. So this is just a bit of a side project and hobby. The other thing I can do, I'm just going to turn on a controller because it's easier to move on the controller. So as well as moving with gravity and 0 G, oh, there I go. I can go my ship. If I go into near the button, I can't use the button yet. If I go near the button, this ramp goes up, and then I can come over here, I can sit in the seat, I can turn the engines on, I can lift off, I can fly around, I go into 3rd person mode. I do actually have some asteroid spawners. I don't know what's going to happen if I turn them on. There you go. So you can see that there's asteroids that I can get near, I can blow up. I don't get anything from them yet. So there's a lot of different things going on here, but I want to be able to pick up objects and move them around. The idea being that if something's blocking your way, you can just pick it up and move it. Land here, turn the engine off, get out. of the seat. What I'd like to be able to do is potentially pick up a box, bring it onto the ship, drop it, and then fly off and take the box with me, and then we can offload it somewhere else. But yeah, that's where I'm at so far with the project. My plan is to focus on Houdini right now and trying to leave the effects and some ZBrush, taking a break from Blender. Yeah, I've not played with Houdini. I did play with ZBrush for a couple of days, but I didn't really like it. I did like the Blender sculpting a bit better than ZBrush, just because it's all kind of in one app. You're not having to mess around between both, and obviously ZBrush costs as well, which I didn't particularly like. Okay, so let's just try and get going with this then. So to make a box movable, we're gonna need to do a few things. Just make it closer so I have to keep on walking over to it. First of all, in this player, we're gonna need a point in kind of out in front of the player. I'm gonna say parented to the arms. A point kind of here where the box or whatever is gonna pick it up. My plan for this is you're not actually gonna reach out and pick it up with your hands. I'm gonna pick it up with like a gravity gun, sort of like Half-Life Gmod. What programs do AAA games use to create their games? Usually with AAA games, it's their own programming engines or Unreal. Less AAA devs use Unity. I'm not sure why, because it is quite a good bit of kit. Ori and the Blind Forest, which I'd consider AAA. I know it is indie technically, but Microsoft publish it. They use Unity for that. But yeah, Unreal Engine, kind of, that's like Gears of War and all sorts of stuff. Pretty much most games are Unreal Engine. Because it is the more sort of powerful engine, to be fair. Okay, so I'm just going to... no. Create an empty parent. Create empty. I'm going to say hold... Call this hold point. Parent it to the arms. You can go up front, and I'm just going to give it a little symbol. Just so we can see it in the inspector. I can't see it here for some reason. That's because I've got gizmos turned off. Pardon me. So yeah, when we pick up a box, it's going to snap to this point. With the plan being that we'll be holding some sort of gravity gun that'll pick it up. Yeah, call that hold point. And we come back out of the prefab mode, we can see that hold point there now. So here I've got a script called Player State Manager, which I've just been working in. Just going to save that and make sure I've not messed anything up there. Okay, so you can see that that point kind of moves with the camera. So you can see that if we were holding this box at that point, we could lift it, turn around, drop it on the ground, etc. And it'll be in that point with kind of here at the hand, it'd be a gun or some sort of device that can lift it off the ground. So for this, we're going to need what we're going to need? We're going to need a script on this physics cube. So this, I'm going to unparent it from the landing pad zone, which it was on. I'm going to call this physics cube pickupable. Yeah, whatever. And then I'm going to take it down to the prefabs. Stay organized. Pickupables. That's not a word, but it'll do. Original prefab. gonna reset all of the rotations on it, and then how does that come in? So that comes in. Okay, I'll delete this actually. So we've got our pickupable cube, which we can imagine is some form of crate. Now, it's got a collider on it. That's fine. For the layer, we're going to need to make a new layer. They were already on. They were just on the default layer, weren't they? Landable agent, detailed stairs, shootable spaceship. Will this be interactable? I don't want too many layers. I can always change it. Movable. Movable? Would there be an E in movable? Movable. There is no E in movable. Of course there's not. I'm just testing you. Any advice or tips on learning to program? Honestly, I'd just pick up a course. There are loads of free tutorials on YouTube for C#, which is what Unity uses. One of the best places to go is actually Udemy. If you go into the description of this video, there is some Udemy links if you want to check them out. I don't know if Udemy have a sale on at the minute. If they do, I'd highly recommend, if you can, to get one of their courses. Let's just have a look. I'm going to get a bit of a feedback loop here. Let's pause the stream. Ooh, Inception. Yeah. Oh no, okay. I don't have them in the description of this video. Let's have a look. Spaceship movement. Okay, so here you go. So if you go to the spaceship movement video, there's a couple that I've taken on Udemy. We've got if you want to learn Unreal Engine, I'd start with the Unreal Engine Blueprint Game Developer course. If you want to learn C#, which is for Unity, there are two I'd pick. Oh wait, no, this is the one I'd recommend. Oh, and it is on sale. So if you do want to pick it up, I'd use that link. Build Guide to Game Development, that's really good. I've done that one. Blueprint Development from the Game Dev TV team, that's really good as well. They do have an Unreal Engine C++ course as well if you want to just get straight into programming. I'd recommend still doing the Blueprint one first and then going on to the C++ one. But yeah, that is what I would recommend doing for there if you want to learn programming. Okay, we've got the movable layer. Let's just move this over to the movable layer and change the children. Click apply. Thinking about no, this will do. I'm just gonna make a matching movable tag, so then depending which way we go with this, I've got a few more options. So I'll flag that both as movable. Now on the physics cube, I'm gonna create a new. Actually, I'm just gonna take off this initial impulse one and then make a new script called movable item, movable object. Delete these two for now. Delete this. Hit save. Okay, so movable object. That might not actually need to exist at the minute, but it may be good to put some kind of like random rotation in, so when it's picked up it looks like it's kind of just rotating in the tractor beam instead of it just being static. We'll see how I get on with that. For now, state management methods. Physical play state manager. It should be just the player manager, but let's just down here make a private void handle object pickup. Really, this should be on a weapon of some kind, because they're holding the gun. Tool. I just want to do this in the most efficient way, so I'm not having to repeat myself. Okay. What I'm gonna do? Going to create an empty and call this grav gun root, and let's just put a cube in it for now. In the Z, let's make it 0, 2, 3, and then make another one. Let's just this is the weird grav gun for now. Let's just create empty parent, graphics. Let's just parent them together. What's the temp gun? Graphics. Yeah. So on this, I'm going to make a script called tool. Actually, no. I need a script called tool. It doesn't need to be on there. For now. Oh. For now, that can stay empty. But what I do want is to put a gravgun script on here. Which inherits from tool. And then the tool can have a public protected override. Use. So I'm trying not to use fire a gun. I know I call it a grav gun. It should be the grav tool. Maybe. Protected override void use. I'm an idiot. Okay, protected virtual void use. Print just using weapon for now. Grav gun, which I'm actually going to rename gravity tool. Let's keep it. Not gun related. I need to make a scripts folder called tools. And I can put the gravity tool and the tool in it. And then we can open up both of those. Movable object, that needs to go in its own thing, but that can wait. So this is going to be protected virtual void update. And we're going to input manager called input manager. And protected virtual void awake. Can do input manager dot equals input manager dot instance. Then if input manager dot player interacted this frame, then call our use function. And for the gravity tool, we can do protected override wake, protected override void update, protected override void use. Okay, so we've got our grav gun. So the grav gun should actually be the thing that has the hold point on it. So let's just call this the hold point. Let's give this an icon. Move it out there. So the player can this can be the tool hold point, so we'll reuse that because that can go in the right hand. So when we have a tool, it'll be equipped into the right hand. This hold point can just be out in front of it. Actually, we'll set that. We're going to set that hold point based on the range of the tool. So we can have a serialized field float tool range and a serialized field transform hold point, and we will set the hold point dot position to equal the transform dot forward times by the tool range. I'll set the tool range equal to Put it 0.5 by default. And let's copy this. This is the tool setup settings. So at tool range, our hold point. See how that's getting on. So void awake, we have a grav gun root. Tool range we'll put to 0.5. Hold point to transform. And let's just make sure if hold point is not equal to null, then do that. Otherwise we'll have an error. Okay, I wasn't expecting the hold point to be over there. Why did that happen? Hold point position. Okay, so that puts it from transform.forward. Doesn't need vector 3. Transform dot position dot x. Transform dot position dot y. Transform dot position dot z plus tool range. That should work. Well, this is something really basic I'm not thinking about here. Okay. So let's just make sure, does that work in any direction? Nope. Ah, such an idiot. That should be equals transform dot local position dot Okay, will that work? Oh my god. I don't understand why that's not working. Hold point dot local position equals transform dot local position dot x dot y dot z plus tool range oh my god, kill me. Why is it over there? Hold point dot position equals transform dot forward times by tool range void undraw gizmos Alright, okay. Okay, will this have worked? So hold point dot position equals this position plus transform dot forward tile times by tool range. I think this was me just being stupid. But look. Okay. Well, that was annoying. But at least we figured it out. Wait, does that work on sort of like an arbitrary rotation? Does indeed. Right, well, it's not like it was live on stream or anything. No, wait. Yes, it was, but this is the joys of programming, especially when you're learning. I will need to put this kind of in the player's hand properly in a second. What? Why is... What's going on here? Oh, it's because the other one was stretched. Okay, whatever. That's not looking the best. X. Make it a bit thinner. Oh, whatever. That'll do. Right. So, on the player manager, gonna need some tool settings. So we're gonna need a serialized field, private tool called the equipped tool. We're gonna need a private transform called like tool hold poo. The equipped tool hold position. We've got the equipped tool. Let's make a prefab out of this. Tools, and we'll call this the gravgun underscore root, and then for player, we can give them a gravgun, give them a hold position, which is attached to the arms. So now in void awake, we can say if equipped tool is not equal to null and the tool hold point or hold position is not equal to null, then we can tool, spawned tool obj, just in case we need to do anything with it. We can say equals instantiate a instantiate the equip tool at the tool hold position dot transform dot position, and we can just do dot transform. It should be okay. So let's just delete the grav gun from the scene. Okay, that's because GravGun root is set to like such an arbitrary rotation because I had loads of rotation on it when I made it a prefab. Try that again. Okay, so I'm holding it. Looks ridiculous, but if I go to the player and get the tool hold point, probably easier if I pause this, right? Okay. This looks weird because of the rendering on the arms. I could fix that if I just copy these components, paste them, paste the values, update the player, change the, give the grav gun the agent layer, come to our main camera, go to the arm camera, and let that render the agent is the one that it's rendering. Pew pew. Got this ridiculous gun. It's really small. Why is it so tiny? Okay, actually, I don't want to do, I don't think. Okay, it's because it's parented to the arms when I don't want to take that scale, so I can do dot position and then tool hold position dot rotation, and then hopefully that will keep it on scale. It did not. Oh, it's gonna be massive. For the sake of the camera, it doesn't particularly matter. Back to transform. I'll have to fix these, make them more realistic. It's getting beyond the scope of this video now. It's easily fixed. It's because I cut them off this astronaut, but I forgot to rescale them and apply the size. So they've come in massive because they've come in at the size that the little astronaut guy was. Maybe I should fix that. Can I bother? No, it's out of scope of this video, but I can fix that just for now. We'll have to have these massive guns. As in the arms, not the tool. I mean, not that you can tell in the actual game. But I can't see the box. Movable layer. That's because of this culling mask. I've added a new layer. Okay, alright, we've got our box. We've got our ridiculous grav gun. Next. So in the fire of the grav gun, and the use, I'm going to want to do a raycast out to the hold point from the camera. So we'll do if physics.raycast from the transform ray origin. So maybe raycast from camera dot main dot transform dot position to, and the direction would be the camera dot main dot transform dot forward. Distance, we don't need a max distance. Do out raycast hit info. What is interactable? So we're going to need a layer mask called what is interactable. For the distance, if we just do mathf dot infinity. Actually, I suppose we do want a range, because the range of the gun, that's just where it's been held from. We'd probably want to shoot further away from that anyway. So if we do serialized field float ray range, just equal that to 100f, 50f. Because if we wanted to use this range, we'd have to do it from the gun barrel position. And that's where the any sort of effects would come from, but the actual raycast is just going to go directly into the center of the screen. We could do this through the ray range. Anyone what is interactable layer mask, and then a query trigger interaction. Ignore trigger colliders. Oh, transform. Layer mask. I don't know why that ended up transform. Okay, so print hit I need to put an out again. Out raycast hit called hit info, which goes before the ray range. Okay. Hit info dot game up transform dot name. If anyone's just new to the stream, I apologize for this monstrosity. It was been a thing, an ordeal. So for the tool, where's the tool? Graph gun root, movable objects, ray range of 50. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Right, debug mode. Is the use method actually getting called? So using this dot name. No, that wasn't being called. Because input manager interacted this frame. Interact triggered. Oh, I know why. Let me just. Okay, it's because my interact button is E. There should be the tool fire button, I guess. There you go. Hit our physics cube pickupable. So let's fix this tool issue with the wrong button. I need it to be the left click. So we can do UI input. Where's my input gone? Controls. Oh, it's in scripts. Okay. The joys of the input system. So first person on foot. We've got our interact button, which is E. This will be our tool. Use tool. Gonna have an issue if we want to use the tools in 0G. Because that's gonna be rotate. For now, let's not think too much into that. We need the use tool to be pass through button. That should be pass through as well. And for the path, we're going to want to listen for the right trigger on a gamepad. As well as use tool, add binding, path, listen. Ugh, you can't listen for the left click on a mouse, annoyingly. Left button, mouse, use tool, save asset. Go back into my interacted thing, public bool, player used tool, this frame, tool, use tool dot triggered, and then we'll go to our gravity tool, and our tool, if player used tool, this frame, don't need to print that. Thank you, Samir. Although these aren't particularly awesome. Just move that down. Okay, so click using gun grav. I need that to be okay, I mean for now that's fine. It's just the input manager's a bit of a funny bugger sometimes. It's alright, so we can get rid of that because we know that's working. So we can print that for now. And then what we want to do is we want to use is being called in the update method of parent tool, so we can use time.delta time. For now, we'll just do transform.parent dot we need a bool holding object. What is holding object? So if the raycasts alright, if we are not holding an object, then we're going to set the hit info dot transform dot parent equal to the hold point. We are going to set the hit info dot transform dot position equal to the hold point dot transform dot position. And then we're going to set his is holding object equal to true. Oh god. Oh no. Okay, so that's kind of worked. We need to set the so this is why we've got the movable object script. So for removable object, I know this is going to be on something with a rigid body because we kind of want the physics to work on it so it will fall to the ground. So it will require component type of custom gravity rigid body, which will require a rigid body. So now I can say rigid body dot RB and then void awake RB equals get component rigid body, and then I can have a public void hold object, which will RB dot is kinematic set to true, and then public void release object, which will set it back to false, which will allow it to fall. Now in our gravity tool, we can say hit info dot get component dot get dot transform dot get component movable object. I say if it has that component, then we will set the movable object to hold object. And hit play. Pick up the cube. Oh Lord. I think what I need to do is make it so the movable objects can't interact with the agent, i.e. the player. I think what happened then was that the collider ends up inside me and it sent me backwards. Okay. So let's make the hold point of the gravity gun do 5 for now, just to keep it out of the way. Okay, well 5's a bit too much. See, I don't want the rigid body to stop because I want it to be able to collide with stuff. I want it to like dangle. Do 3? I think that's what I can look into. Okay, so if we use it again, if we're holding an object, if we're already sorry, if we're holding an object, we need to store the movable object held object. If we're holding an object, then we want to do held object And just to be safe, held object is not equal to null, which it shouldn't be. Dot release object. We can set is holding object to false, and then we can return out of the method because we don't need to then do the raycast. Held object dot transform dot parent can become null. Yeah, I need to make sure that I can collide with them. And then is kinematic equals false. That should work. Okay, so that means that what we want to do is release object, set it to false, RB come out, wake it up. And what's happening is the boxes go to sleep if you're not using them, so they're not constantly trying to move themselves. That'll work. Oh, I've lost it. I need collisions to stay on. Why is that not working? I think it's because we've got this custom gravity rigid body on it. So if I turn off the float to sleep thing, okay, but I do want that to eventually go back to sleep. So in the custom rigid body script, we could have a what could we have? Public method. Public void drop object, which starts a coroutine called drop object delay. I'm gonna have an IE numerator IE numerator drop object delay, and it will set float to sleep equal to false. Then it will yield return new wait for seconds, and then it'll set it back to true. So if float to sleep is true, then we want to do that. Get component custom custom CGRB. And then we'll do CGRB dot drop object. I'm still on the live stream. I'm only going to be a few more minutes. I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to be long. There we go. Okay, the last thing then. So we get our custom pickable. Let's see what happens when we set this to continuous. Continuous speculative. I'm going to need to look into this because that shouldn't go through the ground. Maybe that's because it's classed as kinematic. I'll just try that quickly. What happens if I... Okay, so we just do it. It's not instant though. So I think I'm gonna have to do some more stuff to do with the translating some of its momentum and stuff. Oh no, I've lost it. No. Okay, I got it again. Yeah, there we have it. That is picking up boxes with a little bit of obviously solutions myself. It would be good if I could get it to collide with, like, check for its collision with the floor, be a bit more what do you call it? Oh no. Instant and actually detect it as it happens, but I mean, for now, that's pretty good. Yeah, see, no momentum's carried through, so I'm gonna need to look a bit more custom kind of momentum and things like that to translate the momentum. I can throw it around, but for now, that's gonna be good. I can have some boxes stacked up and I can move them out of the way. But yeah, for now, I think we will call that there. Thanks to those who stopped by, and I will see you in the next one.